Let's use Fathom to analyze some class data from a previous AP Stats class. So I've opened up the Fathom file, and notice I have a box that contains my data. So in order to view the data, I'm going to select the box, and I'm going to go up to the menu bar and click on the table and slide it down. So once this is open, I can see that I have a variety of variables, and these variables should be familiar to you. Class, what student is the class in? Height in inches, pulse, beats per minute, gender, male, female, age in months, job, do they have a summer job, shoe size, eye color, and sport. I can also look down and see that I have a number of individuals in this class, or a number of individuals in this data set. So I have 26 cases. 26 case. A case represents an individual student, and I had 26 students taking either stats or AP stats. So if I look at case 19, that represents student 19. I can see that student 19 was in AP stats, had a height of 67.5 inches, a pulse of 66, female, age 215 months, and so on. So I would like to look at two categorical variables. I would like to check out two categorical variables. And Fathom makes this fairly easy to do. So, first thing I will do is grab my summary table. So I went up to the menu and I grabbed summary. And I would like two categorical variables. So let's say we want to look at gender. So I grab the variable name gender, or the attribute, and I slid it down to my table, and I can see that I have 10 females and 16 males for a total of 26. Notice down here, S1. S1 tells me my summary for summary 1, and it's giving me the count of each. Now, let's grab another categorical variable. Let's look at eye color. So I grab eye color, and I'm going to put it into this column heading. We can now see that we have a contingency table. So a contingency table breaks the data down so that I know the females, and I know the number of female students that had blue eyes, brown eyes, green eyes, and hazel. And it gives me the row summary and also the column summary. So there's different information that I might want to investigate at this point in time. So typically with contingency tables, we are asked a number of questions that have to do with relative frequencies or percentages. So let's take a look at a few of these questions. Number one asks, what percentage of all students were female? So looking at our contingency table, the first question we have to ask ourselves, what is the base group? And we're asked to find what percentage of all students were female. So our base group consists of all students, and we know that we have 26 students in total. And we want to know the percentage of female, and we can see that we have 10 female students. Therefore, the percentage of female students is going to equal 10 out of 26, which you can then easily convert to percentage by finding the decimal value. Next, we're asked what percentage of brown-eyed students, what percentage of brown-eyed students, what percentage of brown-eyed students are female. So what is our subgroup? Are we considering as the entire group? And in this case, our group would be brown-eyed students. And we have 8 brown-eyed students. And how many of them are female? 4. So therefore, 4 out of 8, which we can easily convert to 50% of the brown-eyed students are female. Number 3 asks what percent of females had brown eyes? Similar question, but our base group is now the females. So we need to know the total number of females. We have 10 females. How many of them have brown eyes? 4 of them. So for this question, we are looking at 4 out of 10. So 40% of our students of our female students had brown eyes. And to be technically correct, we should write that sentence to put the answer in context. 40% of female students had brown eyes. Finally, what percent of all students, so once again, our base group has changed. We're back to all students. So 26 had brown eyes, and we can see that 8 of our students had brown eyes, so we're down to 8 out of 26. And these are the types of problems that you should be comfortable with. You really need to practice paying attention to the question and identifying what represents the total group.